This video really has nothing to do with them, but I guess they believe that they should be the focus of every video. I've been trying to do this video, and they keep interrupting it. Shalom. It's following Yahshua. Welcome again to the rock. Alright. Wood ash. Now here's my wood ash bin. It's a 55-gallon metal barrel that I use for wood ash. I'm gonna spray paint it, the oven black. But as you can see, it's about a little over halfway filled. I have a bucket here and I have another bucket. I just emptied this one out today. Wood ash is a very important resource, whether it be hardwood or softwood. This is my hard and softwood barrel, and then I'm buying another barrel that's going to be just for hardwoods, and Zion and Ripka are going to do a series on how they make their soaps using the wood ash, the hardwood ash. But this is specifically soft and hard wood ash that I use for my gardens. So this is going to be the garden portion. They're going to cover the soap making portion. And you need the hardwood ash for the soap making. That'd be out here, the oaks. But this is my pine and cedar, and I'll use that for the gardens. Again, this is only using the wood here. You don't want to use processed wood. You don't want to use wood like this. You don't want to use your pressure treated wood or your kiln. Just use your wood that you get from the trees. That's why I praise y'all for all that. As you can see, wood is the one thing we will never, ever even come close to ever running out of. But anyways, wood ash. So I said I was gonna do this video as far as my gardens are concerned. Wood ash. Wood ash and it has a lot of nutrients in it. Particularly, its number one nutrient is calcium, but it also has phosphorus. It has magnesium. It has calcium, and then it has potassium. And then it has trace amounts of, iron and zinc and copper, because, the trees, their roots go deep into the soil, and they're bringing all those nutrients from deep within the soil up the roots. Then you burn it, when you cut the tree down and burn it, and now you have it in your ash. Well, these nutrients are very vital for your gardens. But first, let's start off with wood ash is, it's very alkaline, very alkaline. So you don't want to put this on your blackberries, because your blackberries want acidic soil. I'm talking, excuse me. Stop being rude. I will get to you when I get to you. Goodness. Sorry, you can talk to chickens like that sometimes. But your wood ash, you don't want to put it in your blueberries because they like acidic soil. In fact, also, I know some of my jalapenos. The wood ash was excellent at the start of my pepper growth, but towards the middle of it, my peppers actually wanted more acidic soil. So I made a concoction of some vinegar, 3 or 4 tablespoons of vinegar in a 2-liter bottle. And you have to spray my peppers, and they showed a lot of growth, because vinegar, if you don't know, is highly acidic. But the peppers in the beginning wanted higher amounts of alkaline, and then towards their fruit production, then they wanted it to be acidic. Here's a little path I'm building right here. I'm actually digging this up. I dug this area up right here, and I'm digging straight into the ground and just piling leaves in here, and this is going to be the start of another garden. I'll be growing a lot of peppers and stuff in here. But anyways, so wood ash, highly alkaline. So your root crops, your annuals and your perennials, your garlics, your onions, your radishes, your turnips, they love wood ash. Also, what loves wood ash is things that like a higher pH. Your greens, your spinaches, your mustards, your collards, your cabbages, your lettuces. They love wood ash. And all those extra nutrients. Also, what loves wood ash are your fruit producing, your squashes, your tomatoes, because tomatoes oftentimes have a problem with potassium. They have low potassium. Well, guess what wood ash has? High amounts of potassium. So you can actually apply that. In fact, when my tomatoes were showing like the leaves were growing green, turning them brown, I actually put wood ash on the base of my tomatoes, and then it went right back into heavy production again. So wood ash is something that's very, very important in your gardens. It helps promote growth. It helps promote the dark green foliage, which is what you need. So I would suggest you keep your wood ash instead of dumping your wood ash. There's many different ways to use your wood ash to use it back, put it back in the system to keep your cycle, that cycle that I talk about, to keep it going within your gardens. Another thing wood ash does is it helps to it's a natural insect repellent. I would say on the same I would liken it to like a DE, a diatomaceous earth. In fact, you use it kind of the same way as you use DE. It'll help repel. Let's see. It'll help repel. See these greens right here? They made it through our freezes. We just covered them, ran a little experiment, but most of these are turnips anyway. So, but anyways, it'll help keep back slugs. It'll help keep back snails. It'll help keep back your roly-polies. And everything I'm telling you right now, I've done. I've done this thing. I've done some research on it, but then I went and did it. I went and did this thing to see what the results were. And for me, these are the results that I got working with my soil here in the Ozarks. So it'll help keep your bugs away. Now, it's not like a 7 dust. I have 7 dust over here. And I'm going to do a video on 7 dust, but also towards the end of your growing season, go to your local Walmart. They'll sell these 10-pound bags. I bought these 10-pound bags for about $3 a piece, and they're 10-pound bags. And I also have buckets full of 7 dust. Now, I don't use it very much now, but I do have it for when bad times come. If I'm having a tough growing season because of insects, I can put 7 dust down and control the insects. So I don't use it as much now, but I do use it for a preparedness type of mindset. It's natural. It's not going to damage your soil. I don't like using it because I like using natural means, but hey, at $3 for a 10-pound bag, yeah, and I don't use very much. When I had an infestation of what do you call those, cabbage bugs, I put a little bit in there. They left. They were gone. But it's not at the level of 7 dust, wood ash is, but it will help repel. In fact, for cabbage worms, they were destroying my collards. What I did is I actually, after it's been raining, it's kind of overcast. It's been misting all day, but after a good rain, I would take my wood ash out there and coat my leaves from my collards in wood ash. And then I would pull my leaves up and then coat the back side of the leaf, which is where the cabbage worms like to be, with wood ash. And do you know that after about maybe a week of doing that, the cabbage worms are gone? But it's something you have to keep routinely doing to keep it, to keep the wood ash on. But apparently the cabbage worms don't like it. And it affects the taste of the leaf for the cabbage worms, but you won't taste it when you eat it. Obviously that's considering you wash your greens pretty well. So it does well for that. You can make compost teas, which is soaking wood ash in a bottle and leaving it there, and then pouring it through a cheesecloth or coffee filter to filter out the ash, but or any larger pieces, and then spraying it on your plants, and that will help provide nutrients. It helps with growth. It helps if you have yellowing leaves. Usually it's a nutrient that your plant's lacking. That will be resolved when you put your wood ash there because of the high amount of nutrients in the wood ash. You can make a salve or a paste for your plants, and you can actually apply a paste to your plants, mixing some wood ash and a little bit of water, and make like a chalky paste almost, and apply that to your plants. And the things you'll see, I applied it to the base of my squash plant, and the growth that I saw from applying the wood ash to the base of my squash plant was amazing. The last thing I use my wood ash for is for them. What I do is I will mix 1% wood ash to their chicken food. And why is because, again, wood ash is heavy in calcium. Now, a lot of people feed them their eggs. They crush the eggs and We do that too. We grind it down to a powder, and then we feed it to them. But also, wood ash is a very, very good way of getting calcium to your birds to have healthy eggs. Also, I make charcoal using my wood ash. And hold on one second, let me show you the charcoal. And what you'll see right here is this is charcoal from my stove. So after we burn a fire and I'm cleaning it out, I'll actually, any pieces that are still red but not completely ash yet, I'll take them out and I'll soak them. I have a tin can right here. I'll soak them in water to cool it off, and I have charcoal right here. And I use this charcoal, I'll grind it down, or Ripka and Zion will grind it down, and we'll put this in the chicken's water. And the reason why is because it helps absorbing anything that's in the chicken's body. It also works as a kind of a natural dewormer. So I actually put some of this in our goat water, and I put some of this in our chicken water. And I don't know if you notice in the wild, but in the wild, when a wildfire goes through an area, the animals that left because of the wildfire will return, and you'll see deer, you'll see wild rams, you'll see even like squirrels and things like that. They'll be gnawing on the charred wood because the charred wood has basically become charcoal. They'll ingest some of that, and it'll help treat any of the infirmities. So it's amazing because Yah put in animals already know what they're deficient in or what they need, and they'll go and get it. Us humans, we're jacked up. We go and we go and get all this unnatural stuff to put inside our bodies. But animals will know, hey, I'm feeling a certain way. I need this nutrient. So they'll go. I mean, I've watched my dog sometimes. I'll put my wood ash outside to cool off, and I put them in this. I put them in a metal can. Let me get on my bed real quick. I put my wood ash in a metal can, and it cools off in the metal can, and then I transfer it into my 55-gallon barrel. That's a metal can right there with the wood ash in it. Well, my dogs will come over here and lick it sometimes. Like they're getting nutrients that they know they lack in the wood ash. So if my dogs are licking it, free-willingly licking it, one of the times one of our goats got out, it was eating some of the wood ash. So I'm looking like, so there's something in the wood ash that animals like. They know it's high in nutrients, so they're going to go and get some. Go figure. So that's what actually prompted me to study this, is watching my animals go to my wood ash, go into my gardens and lick the wood ash. Or I'll find gnawed-on sticks that came from my stove, and the stick is charred or blackened, and it's on my right when you come outside of my house, my dogs are gnawing on it, but they didn't get any other stick. They got that one. So I hope it just provide thought, like there's something in this that the animals know is in there that I don't know. Who would have guessed that wood ash has that much benefit? Now, hardwood ash has more benefits than softwood ash, but all wood ash has benefits to it. Another thing you can use your ash for, for your chickens, you can use it for mix 1% to your 99% feed. Your chickens will love it. Your goats will even love it. But also, chickens like to take dust baths. My dust bath area is back there. I have 2 tires, and behind that, I have sand. And I'll mix the wood ash in the sand because it's like diatomaceous earth. And the mites don't like it. So if there's any mites on your chickens or on your flock or anything like that, they won't like it. Amazing. So it kind of... Actually, it actually helps kill some of the mites, because the mites, when they breathe it in, it irritates their lungs and it kills them. It can actually kill them. But it doesn't affect your chickens. It doesn't affect, me, dealing with it. So, again, it's another excellent way of using your wood ash in regards to your homestead and your chickens and all that. So it's great for your gardens. It's great for your animals. I mean, I make charcoal for us in the family, and I've taken it, and it's helped me using it from our own wood. So there are so many other things. There are so many ways you can use wood ash to benefit your growing, to benefit your chickens, to benefit your homestead, that it warrants more than just, hey, it's wood ash. Some people even throw it away. I even have connections with certain people that I work with, who work and live more in a more, they don't live out here. So they live more where, 8,000, 9,000 people in their town, and they dispose of their wood ash. Well, I've contacted them and told them, hey, I'll bring you a metal bucket. And when you are done with their wood ash, just leave it outside. Let me know. I'll come pick it up, bring it home, empty it, and then I'll bring the bucket back. Now, I'm already producing tons of wood ash. But what does it hurt to have more? What does it hurt to have more? As I continue to grow gardens, like this is the one nice sized garden I'm growing, or I'm going to be digging up and using for my tomatoes and peppers. But I grew my peppers and tomatoes together last year. This year I'm going to separate them. So I think here I'm going to do some peppers, and then here I'm going to do peppers. And in the garden I had the peppers and tomatoes in before, I'm doing all tomatoes. Rivka makes an excellent salsa. So I'm going to do tomatoes and tomatillos over there. And then on my raised beds, where I control the soil a little bit more, I control the pH a lot more, I'm doing my greens in there. So the peppers tend to grow well. They grew well in this rocky soil. Another thing is I'm not taking out every rock in my garden. Here I'm making a rock path, as you can see between my two gardens. But I'm not taking out every rock because you'd be surprised how many nutrients are in rocks. I'm taking out the big ones, but I'm not taking out every rock. So anyways, that's a whole nother video. There is so much you can do with your wood ash. And Yah created a perfect system where wood ash is so beneficial. So rather than throwing your wood ash away, use it. Again, separate your hardwoods from your softwoods and your ashes. But your hardwoods, the sisters like that for their soaps, and they're going to be doing videos on that. They're cleaning soaps and natural scrubs for the cast iron and stuff like that. And you can even use wood ash instead of salt as far as your frozen roads. But that's a whole another video. So again, use your wood ash. Use what Yah has provided for you. Use it in your gardens. Use it in your chickens. Use it for your animals. And again, I'm not a veterinarian, so please take what I'm saying as a grain of salt and research it yourself, because I'm not a veterinarian. I'm just telling you what I have done. And I have not lost a single chicken. Not one chicken I have lost since I'm putting them in the coop. I've lost them when they first came, over the mail when I bought them, but not since being in the coop. All right. Use your wood ash, everybody. Use your wood ash. Now for me, I cover my wood ash also, because I don't want the whole thing to become a tea. But use your wood ash. Anyways, with that being said, bless you all. I hope you're having a blessed day. I need to put some more chicken feed. In my trash cans. Bless you all. Have a blessed Shabbat. Yes, we will have a live stream tonight. And shalom.